Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, something to me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you with a new Let's Play episode of Remember the Flowers. So guys, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes while I entertain you, and let's jump right in. Alarm Chan, you're up, and let's go. Okay, here you go. It's probably not very comfortable, but now you have a blanket and a pillow. Thank you, Cooper. I try standing up, but I'm a bit clumsy. I can hear Cooper dash across the car to catch me. Whoa there, take it easy. You lost a lot of blood again. Mm-hmm. You're probably wiped from everything that's happened. You can take the next couple of days to rest before we get to Resoom. I don't want to go to Resoom. Cooper sighs. I know, let's get you to bed. Okay. Cooper helps my delirious ass down to the makeshift bed. I'm somewhat reminded of my night benches with Damien and Diana. We'd end up leaving bars at 2 a.m. without being able to drive home. The cardboard box on the ground looked like a queen-sized bed. This looks like a king-sized bed in comparison. Thank you, Cooper. You're awesome. Keep telling yourself that. Good night. Cooper pulls the blanket over me and makes sure my head is level. I don't have the strength to say goodnight back as I once again fall into a dreamless slumber. Dot dot dot. Well, the lack of light is nice. The bumpiness of the train makes it a bit harder to stay asleep. Oh, wait, bumpiness? I guess the train is moving now. I crack my eyes open. There's still not much to see. All I can see is Cooper, illuminated slightly in this dark train car. Oh my. Oh boy. You gotta illuminate that bulge. It must be the middle of the night, yet Cooper is still typing away on his axiom. Must be working on something. Another job? He should take his own advice and take it easy. Job. I remind myself that we only have a couple of days together now. I'm starting to feel conflicted about splitting again. I was still lucid during our earlier talk, and I meant what I said. I don't really want to go to Resoom. I'd rather stay with Cooper, at least until I get everything sorted. I wonder how he'd react to that. I continue staring at him a while longer, at least as long as I can before falling back asleep. However, I wonder about my future one last time. Resume, huh? It's time to resume this journey. Ha ha ha! Little by little, the sun's rays peered through a few cracks of the train car. There's just enough light to slowly wake me up. The worst way to wake up. It feels weird to miss my alarm clock. I'm going to be pretty drowsy today. The loss of blood doesn't help. Oh, right, I lost a lot yesterday, didn't I? Huh. Hello, crate. Or wall, or something. Pink Inui. Inui, whatever. I slowly sit up in the makeshift bed Cooper set up for me and examine my right hand. Yep, that's a lot of damage. Wow, that's a lot of damage! What? I almost forgot he was there. I almost forgot he was right here. I'm not used to waking up in the same room as him. Oh, just talking to myself. Okay, weirdo. How are you feeling? If I'm in pain, I can't feel it, so I guess I'm fine. Even so, take it easy for today. We're going to be dropping you off tomorrow. Wait, what? Tomorrow? Yep, one of my contacts got in touch with me last night. We're going to rendezvous in one of the cities near Resoom instead of dropping you off here there myself. Oh. What? That's really sudden. It is. There's an awkward silence. I think there's something we both want to say. I don't have the courage to. Not yet. Thankfully, Cooper breaks the silence. You'll be fine. I know they'll take great care of you. How do you know? I've been in this business for a long time. Can you tell me what I should expect? Not anything more than you know, I'm afraid. Which is next to nothing. Afraid so. Sorry. It's fine. It's not his fault. Doesn't help with my anxiety, though. Sorry. For what? I clutch my chest as my heart starts to pound. You can probably sense that. I can. Sorry. It's okay. Cooper gets up to come sit next to me. You'll be fine. We sit against the wall for a while. Damn, I'm trying not to be so obvious. I wanted to work on my poker face per Cooper's suggestion, but I guess I'm failing. Although, at this point, I'm too tired to try and feign any semblance of confidence. I'm scared. You're sure I can't just stay with you? I'm sure. Cooper shoots down the notion rather quickly. They'd just hunt us down if we ditched. I like you, Cyrus, but I have to look after myself, too. I get it. Sorry. It's okay. It's not. What can I do? He's just following orders. It sucks, but I don't want him to get in trouble because of me. So I just sit here and sigh, like I always do. Hey, come on, we got a whole day left. We might as well make the most of it. At least he's trying. He's right, I should try to think positively. What do you have in mind? This train has a few rest stops along the way. I figured we could get out of the car and stretch our legs for a bit. It usually stops for about an hour to refuel at least once a day. You sound well traveled. I'd say this is my 7th time sleeping in this exact car. I guess it's an improvement to a random alleyway. Glad to hear you think so. Cooper lets out a yawn and I can't help but follow his lead. I'm not as comfy as a bed, though. It's not as comfy as a bed, though. I don't know, this bed you made me is pretty serviceable. That's 'cause it's probably the first bed you've slept on in who knows how long. Damn, got me there. We both chuckle. I'll miss bantering like this. Do you have any plans once this is all over? I have some ideas. Like what? Can you keep a secret? I can certainly try. I'll take it. First things first, I'm planning to move away to another sector. Oh? Once I finish escorting you, they promised a good sum of money. I want to at least improve my living situation. Oh, well, I'm glad. Just being in your apartment for a few days had me worried, to say the least. I'm not surprised. It's not exactly the most glamorous way to live. It's really not. You might want to consider another line of work, though. Cooper looks up at the ceiling. I think he's giving that some thought. I don't know. I've been a freelancer for years now. Not sure I'd do well with a standard job. You've been a mercenary for how long? Maybe like 6 years. If you can handle work like this for that long, then you could probably work in an office or something. Blech! The thought of wearing a uniform gives me hives. Aw, come on. You look good in a suit, I bet. I can hear his tail swish against the floor. Maybe. I'll give it some thought. Do it. You deserve to live a good life. Not so sure about that, but it's nice that you think so. Cooper smirks as he pulls up his Axiom window. Although if all goes well, I could take a pretty long break from doing any jobs, maybe a decade or two. That doesn't sound very responsible. Which sounds very me. You don't give yourself enough credit. You've been taking excellent care of me these past several days. That's... No, don't downplay it. I'm sure you've been a bit aggravated from time to time, but who could blame you? I don't think it's easy for anyone to deal with freelance work, especially escorting someone who has amnesia, no less. Cooper tries to speak up, but I continue. You might try to think it's no big deal, but what you're doing is very dangerous, and you still know how to have a good time. That kind of thing wears on someone. If you can do this for more than half a decade, you could find yourself a better job that's worth your time. I exhale as I finish my spiel. Not something I was expecting to do right when I woke up. Cooper looks away and rubs the back of his head before sighing loudly. I'll think about it. I appreciate it. Cooper's trying to be humble, but the sound of that thumping tail is giving him away. You're welcome. Now, what should we do for breakfast? Oh, I packed some sandwiches. Since our trip's not going to be as long, feel free to eat some more. I wouldn't want the extras to go bad. Sounds good to me. After yesterday, I won't turn down some extra food. I don't blame you. You took a nasty hit along with the losing a decent amount of blood. I tried to tell you I wasn't ready to have a weapon, I say with a bit of exasperation as I unwrap the sandwich Cooper handed me. That's fair. I should have given you a crash course on how to properly hold a knife. Well, if you had unlocked the gun, I probably wouldn't have needed to use it. First off, you didn't even use it. Second off, he pauses. Yeah, I got nothing. I should have turned your gun on. I get some childish satisfaction over being right. Still, I'd rather not dwell on this any more than I have to. Well, it all worked out in the end. I guess so. I just hope my employers don't get too pissy about your hand. It doesn't hurt at all. I'll be fine. That's not really what I'm worried about. Oh, come on. What are they gonna do? Think you hurt just my hand? I'm sure they'll understand if we can tell them what... You can just tell them what happened. You'd be surprised. They're pretty protective. Oh, yeah? You'll see soon enough. Like I said, they'll take good care of you. I hope so. I'm kind of tired of life-or-death situations. You and me both. You get used to it. I'd rather not. Funny thing about life is that sometimes you don't have a choice. Can't argue with that, I guess. I shrug as I take a bite of my sandwich. Tastes like Spam. I forgot y'all got Spam here. It comes in handy and keeps for a long time. Apparently so. Spam would be the kind of food to transcend space and time. Hey, Cooper, what kind of place is Resoom? Cooper swallows his food to try to speak up, but I quickly add something. Don't say classified. Jeez, I wasn't. Well, I was, but I can tell you some stuff, I guess. Like what? It's kind of creepy. I don't really like it there. That sounds encouraging. Well, to be fair, it wasn't meant for people like me. You'll be just fine, they guarantee it. Creepy, huh? That certainly piques my interest, considering that's where I'll be staying, apparently. So, what makes it creepy? You're a tough guy. That means it's pretty weird over there. How do I put it in a way that doesn't get me in trouble? He thinks to himself for a bit before waving his hand. It's just not right in some ways. I'll admit they do a lot of good, but they've got some shady things going on behind those walls. Walls? Oops, yeah, it's pretty fortified. I guess it's more accurate to call it a dome, next to impossible to break in. Huh. It's more like a facility than a city. Is there a reason they're like that? There is. Resoom is well known for housing one of the leading medical facilities on the planet. Even I'll admit that if it wasn't for them, society as we know it wouldn't have survived the 7 stars. Oh yeah, I guess that is pretty important. Indeed, on the flip side, I think some of their operations are scummy. But again, I think they're necessary. Oh well, whatever gets me paid. That is also pretty important. Glad you think so. I knew you were a smart guy. I try. I was halfway through getting my doctorate. You went to school? Yeah. That explains a lot. What does? I didn't really go to school. Cooper says it like it's no big deal. Oh. Why? It's not super prevalent around here. They teach you to read and type as the bare essentials. After that, you're pretty much on your own in terms of education. Is that normal? Cooper scratches the back of his head. Someone's got a lot of questions today, huh? I don't know what else we could be doing right now besides chatting. I hate that you're right. I usually am. Oh yeah, that explains your cooking. I said usually, not always. I can see that. We laugh at that. Cooper ruffles my hair again. Stop! I try to pat it all back down. Don't be such a stick in the mud. That's a common way for canines to show affection. Not sure I particularly want your affection. Deal with it. I grumble as I continue to flatten my hair. For messing up my hair, I'd like you to answer my question. Cooper sighs in annoyance. Alright, fine, I guess that's a fair trade. Cooper clears his throat and sits up some more. Is not getting an education normal? Yes and no. It honestly just depends on if your family can afford it or not. Sounds about right. Cooper smirks and continues. We didn't have much money. Some kids who showed promise got their education extended, but most of us got stuck with learning the basics. Some kids? Damn, that's some serious favoritism. Although, I don't know their circumstances, I shouldn't judge their actions. That's a crappy situation for your parents to be forced into. I'm sure they'd have wanted you to get an education, too. Cooper looks surprised. Huh? Huh? What? Oh. Cooper sighs and rubs the back of his head. Guess he didn't know his parents. One second, guys. Let me drink some water real quick. Oh, glorious, glorious water. What? Look, just promise you're not going to get all worried about me over this. Over what? I was adopted, he states plainly. I blink before trying to continue. Cooper interrupts me. And before you get the wrong idea, I don't really care. I've made peace with it. My folks didn't want me. That's fine. I wouldn't want kids either. Well, now, that certainly took a turn. Whoa, 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 slow down for a second. He looks as nonchalant as ever. That's a lot to dump all at once. Are you sure you're okay? I just said not to worry about it. But I've done this speech for years. Seriously, Cyrus, it's fine. If you say so. It's cute that you want to help people so bad. Please don't refer to me as cute. I scrunch my nose up at that. Gross. Cooper chuckles. Fine, fine, but still, look out for yourself more. You've got a hole in your memory, not to mention your head, along with a mangled hand. That's not even talking about everything else you've got going on. I'm the least of your concerns, bud. Like I said, we're probably not going to see each other again after all this. Oh, see, I'm talking. After all this, no need to get so attached to me. Easy for you to say, the only person I know around here. You'll meet other people. Maybe your memory will come back and you'll remember all sorts of people from around here you know. I'm not from around here, though. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess you'll be pretty lonely over there, then. Thanks. Anytime. I have to feign some annoyance. Cooper, you dick! But again, I'm gonna miss bantering like this. Actually, it's not just that. I think I'm starting to realize that I'm gonna miss being around him in general. He can be a bit crude, but he's also pretty sensitive when something's wrong. I think he's trying, at least. Cooper proves me right almost immediately. Jokes aside, you'll be fine, Cyrus. I hope so. What are you so scared of? The unknown? I don't know what anything around here is. You're just about the only semblance of safety I have. Don't flatter me. If anything, I've just dragged you into danger. Give yourself some credit. You let me, a stranger, stay in your home and even fed me. That was... I don't think all that was in your job description. I think you're just a good guy, even if you're a bit of a dick. Cooper flicks his ear. I can hear a swish from his tail as well. I'm just doing what I'm getting paid to do, that's all. Well, even so, thank you for taking care of me. Whatever. Cooper's the one to huff this time, along with looking a bit dejected. Seriously, I don't need any thanks at all. Don't mention it. Looks like we both have problems with giving ourselves credit. Whatever you say, I still appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Cooper grumbles before stretching his arms a bit. Oops, I guess that conversation was a bit heavy. Let's change the topic to something less sappy, I snort. Uh-huh, like what? Well, to be honest, I was curious about your name. Cyrus? Your whole name, dummy. Cyrus Galahad Cantwell, right? Oh, yeah, what about it? I've never heard of a name like Galahad or even Cyrus. I'm not surprised, they're not exactly common names back home either. Do they mean anything? Kind of. I always thought it was a bit embarrassing, though. Cooper snorts. Why? Well, my first and middle name were borrowed from characters my parents liked. Characters? Like from a story? Basically. Do y'all have video games here? Yeah, I think so. I've never played them, but I knew someone who did. My dad named me after a video game character. Nothing wrong with that. I know, it is kind of sweet, but I don't know. The idea of being named after a video game character makes me cringe a bit. I guess. It sounds cooler than Cooper, though. I'd pick something else if I could. Aw, come on, Cooper's a perfectly serviceable name. Thanks, I guess. Of course. Anyway, Galahad was named after a character in an old story, The Legend of King Arthur. Sounds impressive. I think Galahad would have been a cooler first name than Cyrus. I can see that. It definitely sounds more interesting. Agreed. My mom was a huge history buff. She used to read me a bunch of older literature when I was little. Cooper pauses for a moment before smiling. That's sweet. Yeah, I miss her. I can imagine. I'm sure you'll see her again one day. Hopefully. Cooper reaches up to my head again, but instead of messing my hair, I just obstinately pat it. There, lonely human. I'm not that lonely. Could have fooled me. I've never had an escortee to get so attached. I still don't think that's a word. Guess you'll never know. Is that bad though? I don't mind considering you a friend. Cooper grimaces. You need better standards. For all intents and purposes, this is just a job, but... But? Cooper groans. I guess I don't mind considering you one of my best escortees ever. Congrats, you get the Escortee of the Year award. Wow, thanks, I'm honored. We both laugh. In all seriousness, I think it'd be best for you to try and forget me once all this is over. I just lead you to more trouble than you know what to deal with. No, really? Very funny. Well, to be fair, you're making it hard for me not to get attached to you. I guess that's my fault. I'm just so irresistible. You know, on second thought, maybe I can live without you. Now you're getting it. I roll my eyes. Geez, such a loser. Come on. I'm serious, Cy. I'm not someone you want to mess with for too long. I groan. I'm sure I could handle that. Sorry, just being honest. Yeah, that's a first. We laughed again together, although this time it's bittersweet. There goes our plans to have fun time today. It's quiet for a little while longer. I'm starting to reflect on some of our previous interactions. Eventually, I sigh. You know, I really don't get you. Is that so? Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!